What up, y'all? I'm back with another solo review, man. And this one, I've been wanting to talk about it all month. Well, all last month. The new fucking Nightwish album. Now, is it called Human Nature? Or is it Human to Nature? I mean, what is that symbol in the middle? I'm not a smart man. I don't know these things. But nah, I'm a massive fucking Nightwish fan, and we can all day fucking debate on which was the best female vocalist. Was it Tarja? Was it Annette? Is it Floor Jensen, who's been with them for the past several years now? And I like all three. I really do. I'm not gonna lie. The first time, when I was first getting into Nightwish, the newest album was Dark Passion Play. And I had no idea that Tarja had left. And so I had bought Once and fucking loved that album. In fact, the way I heard about Nightwish is probably the only positive thing I can say about that Alone in the Dark movie, because at the end of that movie, Wish I Had an Angel was playing, and I'm like, who the fuck is this? This is awesome! So I went and I bought the soundtrack. And, so I bought Once, and I was fucking loving it. I was digging the shit out of that. So then I went and got Dark Passion Play. And as soon as it starts, getting into that orchestra shit, man, fucking amazing. And then Annette Olsen starts singing, and I was like, who the fuck is this? And it just threw me off so much, man. It took me a minute to get into it. I didn't like her at all for a hot minute there. But then I started to get into her vocal style, because she has a much higher register, and she was allowing the band to play in different keys than you normally heard them do. And there's a lot of amazing shit on Dark Passion Play, and then even in many ways, to me, the superior album with her, Imaginarium, that album is phenomenal. That is up there with some of my favorite fucking Nightwish shit. And in fact, I think her vocals are better on that album than it was on Dark Passion Play. But she had to leave, and so they get Floor Jensen, who is kind of like a nice middle ground between Tarja, who's much, much lower, and Annette Olsen, who is much, much higher. And so she's a decent middle ground. She can get low, she can get a little higher, and her vocals are a decent fit. I like them. So it's been 5 fucking years since a new Nightwish album, and in between then, I know there was that album. I believe that's Thomas. I cannot pronounce his last name. The keyboardist and main songwriter of the group. This is the thing about liking these foreign bands from like Finland and stuff, that, you know, I can't, I'm sorry, I'm not going to pronounce your name right. I can barely understand what those letters are meant to sound like together, like they are. But I see his last name. I see names like that, and it just hurts my brain. It hurts my brain. But it's been 5 years, and since then, I believe it was about 2 years ago, they did the album, or the band Auri, A-U-R-I, I believe that's how it's pronounced, and that shit was fucking fantastic. That's almost, it just sounds like Nightwish without the heavy metal guitars. I mean, let's be real, but it's almost, you could almost classify it as like a new age album. Like, it sounds like something you would hear on, and now, Pure Moods 3, you know, fucking, it's up there with, like, dare I say, Enya kind of stuff, or Enigma kind of stuff. It's very, very chill, but it's more of a folk record, but, you know, a lot of folk music can easily be thrown into the new age stuff, which, not gonna lie, I'm a big fan of new age. I fucking love Enya. Fucking love Enigma. Was it Lorena McKinnon, who the Mumners dance lady. Love the shit out of her. I like a lot of that stuff. And so, hell, then, and also, Thomas did an album before the last Nightwish album that I highly recommend called The Life and Times of Scrooge, and it's an album based off of Scrooge McDuck. Phenomenal shit on that album as well. So, the last album, Endless Forms Most Beautiful, I loved the shit out of it. I was all into that album, especially the big fucking opus at the end, The Greatest Show on Earth. Man, that big 24-minute track that just fucking takes you places. Like, as if the album wasn't good enough, they had to fucking end it with this big-ass piece. And they kind of sort of do that on here, too. This is their first double album. The first disc, you could easily just say, the first disc is standard Nightwish shit. Badass heavy metal riffs, female singers, orchestra shit, normal Nightwish stuff. But I mean, it's good. You got your folk jams in there, you know, with instruments that I'm not even about to try to pronounce. But I swear I hear some bagpipes in there. You've got, man, like, for instance, the first track is like over 7 minutes, the song music. And, hell, the first 3 or more minutes is just intro. And, you know, you get a little bit of, like, electronics in there, which you never really hear a lot of electronic-y kind of sequence things. Like, it's not heavy. Like, it's not about to bust into some, you know, it's not about to throw some of that garbage in there. But, you know, some sort of watery synth kind of sequencing, almost like a Robert Miles kind of feel. But man, that song is the fucking bomb, yo. I really get into that. In fact, I like the whole fucking album, both fucking discs. This is a album that, thankfully, you know, it's in many ways, you know, I call certain albums that demand your time, that you have to plan your day around that album to listen to. Like, it's not a drive to the store album. It's not a, hey, I want to hear this song album. You know, there are some albums that demand your time, and some of them, like for instance, the newest Tool album. That you got to plan your fucking day around that album if you want to. For me, if I want to enjoy it, I have to. Today I'm going to listen to Fear Inoculum. You know, same thing with shit like The Wall. You know, fucking. You gotta plan your day around that shit. Tales from the Topographic Oceans. You gotta plan your day around it, you know. You gotta make plans to listen to that album, you know. You're not gonna fucking, I mean, shit, Tales from the Topographic Ocean, each song is like 22 minutes. Like, you can't just fucking be like, I'm gonna drive to the DG, crank on some fucking Tales from the Top, and goddamn jam 3 minutes of that damn shit. Like, you know, the fucking song hasn't even begun yet. I mean, another one, Sleep from Dope Smoker, the hour-long stoner metal opus, you know, that, for fucking 8 minutes, it's nothing but you know, 8 fucking minutes of that, you know. So you gotta, some albums you gotta plan your day around, and I'm not gonna lie, which that's not a bad thing, because I do like that. I'm just gonna listen to this album, and it's all I'm gonna do. All I'm gonna fucking do right now is I'm just gonna listen to this fucking album. Because, you know, we don't get that kind of album all that often in today's world. We're so fast and always doing things, you know, and rarely can we have that intimate moment where, boom, I'm going to put an album on and I'm just going to chill. You know, we rarely fucking get that. We're going to work, we're cooking dinner, we're fucking, you know, we're hanging out with people. You know, that's why the single exists, people, you know. So, I still like the fact that this album, in many ways, Human Nature, is the kind of album you got to plan your day around because it's so big. But since it's broken into 2 discs, and each disc is pretty separate from each other. It's not like a Wall situation where to get the full experience, you have to listen to both discs. This album, disc 1, main Nightwish shit. What most people normally come for Nightwish, but disc 2 is pretty much a big ass just orchestra song, broken down into like 8 tracks. It's called All the Works of Nature Which Adorn the World. And man, is it beautiful from start to finish. So I mean, you can either listen to both of them, or you can listen to either one. You know, one day, maybe I want to just hear some fucking new orchestra music, man, and you turn that shit on. And hell, maybe I just want to hear the new Nightwish album. You turn on fucking disc 1, or you play all of it in one big go, and you know, you get your fix in one fucking almost 2 hours. Maybe it is 2 hours. I gotta look that up. But going with disc 1, it's 9 tracks. Music is fantastic. Great way to open the album. Noise is really good. I think Noise is the one. I swear I've heard these arrangements in Nightwish before, where you get that bum 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 bum, you know, that kind of stuff. Like, I swear I've heard that. Maybe that's just the Nightwish stamp. You know, certain bands, I always call there's like a stamp. You know, like there's some bands that you'll hear a certain riff that's like, yeah, that's their thing. You know, and maybe that's just the Nightwish thing. Who knows? But I swear I've heard it before in many of their tracks before. Shoemaker is awesome. Fucking love Shoemaker. But then, after Shoemaker, the album throws you for a loop. And not gonna lie, it's one of my favorite tracks on here. Harvest. Who sang this one? Because it's one of the newer guys. Yeah. Troy Donnickley. His name is easier to pronounce. But alright, I'll try to pronounce. Is it Thomas? Thomas Holopainen? I'm sorry. Sorry, y'all. But Troy sings on, but he also does the Uilleann pipes, the low whistle, the bazooki. Yeah, I don't know what these things are, people. But he sings on Harvest, and Harvest is a beautiful fucking track. Almost you could classify this in New Age. Fucking join the harvest of 100 fields so hearty and tame. You know, fucking, it's epic. It's cool. And then you get this fucking like bagpipey kind of jam in there. Fucking cool shit. And I can see this being one that like a lot of like the more metal Nightwish fans being like, ugh, what the fuck is this? But yeah, like, I mean, there's a little of the metal guitar in there, mostly toward like a little bit in the middle, but man, that album, or that song, it fucking swells. Like, it starts off so chill. Hell, it starts off, not gonna lie, I thought it was gonna be more of a swing style song, because that drum intro is a very swing kind of drum intro. But then it goes into this real folky fucking, you know, we're harvesting plants, y'all. We're in the fucking fields. We're motherfucking just growing things, man, and inspiring children. That's what we do. And I love the shit out of it, man. I love the shit out of that. I like it when Nightwish does something different. Nightwish is not the same style band as they were on Angels Fall First, or even Once. Like, Once is the big fucking, like, everything after this, like, Once really set that, everything after Once set a certain template. Maybe the album before it. You can argue the album before it, because the album before it, which is the one before, I always forget its name. Century's Child. Century's Child is basically Once the prequel. Like, this is very close to the way Once sounds. If anything, you can call Once Century Child the re-fucking do, you know. But this one also has a song that is almost nearly fucking identical to My Heart Will Go On from, you know, Celine Dion. Just to let y'all know. Swear that song's too damn the same. But yeah, so like every album after that kind of just builds off of what once did, especially when you get to like Dark Passion Play and Imaginarium. Like, but with the Floor Jensen albums, they are. Both of these albums are very similar, not gonna lie. There's a similar sound in the production and the way they use the orchestras and the folk music and the metal together. Whereas you could easily say, you know, Century's Child once and Dark Passion Play and Imaginarium. Like, it's weird. Once and Century's Child are very similar. Dark Passion Play and Imaginarium, similar in different ways, but man, Imaginarium does some shit that you've never heard on Nightwish before or after. Yeah, this is fairly similar to Endless Forms. And yeah, so where was I? Pan is badass. Fucking love Pan. House of the Heart's really good. Procession is awesome. You get some really cool ass piano fucking work from Thomas. And Tribal is badass. Endless. Really fucking good shit. Really fucking good. I can listen to this album all the way through. No fucking skips. But then disc 2, man. Disc fucking 2. The big ass just orchestra track. All the works of nature which adorn the world. You gotta love that title, man. I'm part of some CD collector groups on Facebook, and when I posted this on there, one guy came in there and was like, "Oh man, I like Nightwish, but their last album, man, that was just, I could not get into it. It was just regurgitated nonsense." And I was like, well, this one's probably regurgitated nonsense too. But yeah, I mean, I feel like All the Works of Nature is sort of, it feels like it's connected to The Greatest Show on Earth because The Greatest Show on Earth ends and begins with narration by, I forgot who that was, but this one begins with narration and ends with narration from Geraldine James, this famous actress. And she's just saying shit, like, especially at the end, it reminds me so much of Greatest Show on Earth, because it's like, every child that is born, every rose that has bloomed, every cloud that has formed, every sky that is blue, you know, shit like that. Shit like that. Every floor that's been vacuumed, every wall that's been cleaned, every hat that's been worn, every tie that's been tied. You know, that kind of shit, you know. Everything is beautiful. Every skeleton that skeletons, you know, fucking, that's the kind of shit you're getting at the end of that song. And it's long. She fucking, it's a list. It's a fucking list. Every volume that's been turned up. It's a fucking list, y'all. Every shelf that's been hung. Every nail that's been hammered. It is a fucking list, y'all. But I dig the fuck out of it. I like that kind of shit because it makes it feel like, you know, yeah, we're fucking humans and we're epic people, man. We can build things. We can love things and we can hate stuff. We are fucking people, humans. And I dig the shit out of that. But yeah, every drink that's been drunk, every bottle that's been filled, you know, I can go on all fucking day with that shit. Every slab that's been poured. Anyway, but, you know, to talk about it, the orchestral piece is phenomenal. I have always liked the way that guy writes orchestra music. He's one that utilizes his orchestra in very interesting ways. Because I am a massive fan. One of my favorite styles of heavy metal is always more in the folk area, more of the folk metal stuff. And you know, I'm into especially when they throw orchestras in. For some reason, it's two powerful forms of music mixed together that really fucking enhance each other in a way. It's phenomenal. And You know, some of my favorite bands that do this stuff, one of them I wish they would hurry up and make a new album. I don't know what's going on with these guys, but Haggard? I keep wanting to say Hagar, but Haggard is one of those symphonic death metal bands that just blow my fucking mind. And I wish that they would make some more music. Another one, Teresa's, when they did Stand Up and Fight and used an orchestra as opposed to the keyboard orchestra, man, phenomenal fucking shit. And it keeps going, like that Dwarven metal band, Windrose, like it's fucking, I love that shit. And Nightwish was one of the first bands when I was young that I heard that did this kind of stuff. But yeah, the orchestral stuff is phenomenal on that second disc. Vista, the blue, the green, there's ups and downs and chills. Everything, you know, just swells to big pieces for a little bit, then, you know, comes back down. There's like wind kind of sound effects on some stuff that kind of help segue the pieces. And then what's real interesting is they use the Hurrian, I cannot pronounce that. The Hurrian hymn to Nikal, which is one of the oldest pieces of noted music that we have as a species. And I think it's like 1400 BC, something like that. It's fucking old, man. It is fucking old, and it's beautiful as fuck. It's like, damn, man, they were doing this kind of shit back in, you know, sword and sandal days. But fuck, man, it's a badass fucking second disc. And I would recommend like putting it all on your computer, you know, that way it all plays, you know, disc 1, and when that's over, fucking disc 2 starts, you know. Recommend listening to it like that. Now, if you're going to listen to it like that, you're going to have to plan your fucking day around it. But, I mean, it's fucking, it's just epic, man, because you're getting your Nightwish fix, you know, for 40, maybe 50 something minutes, you know, you're getting that fix, and then if you're a fan of their orchestra stuff, boom, you're getting that fix too. This is a phenomenal fucking album, start to finish. I am all into this. I can listen to both discs back to front, or front to back. I can listen to disc 1 all the way through, or I can listen to disc 2 all the way through, and enjoy every single fucking second of it. Now, I'm sure a lot of people aren't. I'm sure a lot of people are like, it's regurgitated nonsense. But, I mean, I like this regurgitated nonsense. And so, the new Nightwish gets a fucking 10. I throw a lot of 10s out there, but, you know, man, this is definitely gonna be on the best albums of 2020 list. So, there you have it. What did you guys think of the new Nightwish? Did you like it? Was it cool? Is it regurgitated nonsense? It probably is. So we'll see you guys next time in a minute.